everyone, my name is Maggie. Welcome to my channel and happy Halloween! So I'm posting this on Halloween because I don't know what you're doing tonight, but it's a Wednesday this here, so I'm probably doing nothing but hanging out with my friends, watching some movies, and having some snacks. So I thought you may want something to entertain you while you count down the end of the most wonderful time of the year. So today I am sharing your own paranormal stories that you sent to me. So a couple weeks ago I asked on Instagram for my followers to send me their own paranormal activity stories. I've never had anything paranormal happen to me, but I am terrified of it. If there are any ghosts living in my apartment, I respect you. I'm not here to disturb you, but I'm scared shitless of you, so please do not mess with me. I've never had an encounter, but I am just like very, I believe in it. I'm afraid of it. I will never move into a house that there's even a whisper of it being haunted. Never will I move into that house. So I'm terrified of it, but interested in it, and I wake up in the middle of the night terrified every so often. It's fine. So anyway, I asked for your paranormal stories because I don't have any of my own, and I'm going to be sharing them right now. If you want to know how to get this makeup look, this is like my Halloween makeup look. I did it a couple days ago on my channel, so I'll link to that in the cards above or somewhere below. This story is from @CheGilmo. I don't know what anyone's pronouns are, so I'm just gonna say they. They said, "Me and my mother are both sensitive, so we seem to attract guests no matter where we go. We always have Hot Dog," amazing name, "my first dog that follows us from house to house. You will hear his claws on the floor and feel a pressure on your leg like he's leaning for pets. Our current house is a residence to a bowl and spoon thief. All of our bowls will go missing one by one until we ask for them back, or I go searching. A prime hiding spot is in the hallway closet stacked on the steps up to the attic. Our poodle will stand guard at the door and growl and rush something in the hallway towards the closet and refuse to leave my mom's doorway with her in the room." This is bizarre. Dogs and cats no more, which is why I'm always looking at Mau Mau when she does something weird. And one time I thought there were ghosts, but I think she was just seeing dust. But I was still scared. They continue, "The greyhounds just watch everything," which I guess is their other dogs. "But one of the scariest moments we had was a night we were both upstairs in different rooms and the basement door slammed, all of the lights cut out, and came back on, and one dog was in the room with me, hair standing up and growling, while the other two were with my mom doing the same thing." If I might actually kill myself if that happened. I don't know what I would do. I hate basements. Anyway, the next morning when I went downstairs, a bin that hadn't been moved in 6 years was knocked off the stack and ceramics were shattered everywhere. We smudged the entire house after that and luckily haven't been visited again by that particular visitor. Yeah, that would scare me and I would leave. Like, I know you have to be in a certain financial situation to be able to afford to just pick up and leave. But I don't think I could do it. I'm just so terrified. I think it's because I can't see them, and that freaks me out that I can't see what's going on, and things can just move, and it just scares me. This next story is from @ColeyConfidence. They say, "I was asleep in my room, woke up to a huge bang above my head around 3 a.m., which is the witching hour. I stared up at the ceiling confused because there was no way to access the attic. Instantly shrugging it off, I thought, oh my god, it must have been a raccoon." Rational. What does this say? "Thinking back now, I laugh because how in the hell would a raccoon get into an attic with no access point? I then rested my head back on my pillow, turned to my mirror closet doors and saw a man in a suit standing there." I just have to look. I have a mirror right here. There is no man in a suit in my mirror. I'm terrified of mirrors and windows at night. I'm continuing, but I'm just very afraid of those things. "I jumped out of my bed, screamed for my mom, ran down the hall and stopped right on the edge of her doorway. I remember looking down and seeing right at the top of my toes the line for the carpet in the hallway and the carpet in her room. Look up and she was still sound asleep. I went back to my room, got in bed and fell asleep. I woke up the next morning so confused and now sleep with an eye mask because I'm so afraid I'll wake up again and see something in that mirror." Girl, me too. Girl, me too. I would be like, I'm not even gonna mess with it. I don't need to see it. I have had, I think they're called waking hallucinations and like related to sleep paralysis. I have had experiences where I will like wake up and see smoke. And one time I saw smoke coming out from under my bed, and it was like I like screamed and woke up my roommate, and there was no smoke. And then another time I saw my roommate standing. This was the scariest one. Holy crap, this was so scary. I saw my roommate standing in her Halloween costume and just like staring at the wall at the edge of our room. And I was like, Amanda, what are you doing? And I looked in her bed and she was in her bed, and I was like, what? It was so scary. So yeah, I totally understand wearing an eye mask. 100%. At AXCXMX said, oh man, I have a lot. So when I was younger, I lived in a haunted house. My sister and I shared a room, and one night I woke up and saw a dark figure in the doorway. I sat up and it walked over to my sister's bed and stood over her and then left. I heard her scream, but she didn't move. That's so freaking scary. Also, I see shadow people all the time. When I moved from that house, I was in a room and saw a man with a hat on, like a dress hat from the 40s. I didn't have a face, but I knew he was watching me. And so he watched me for a couple hours. Oh, a couple years, not hours, years. What? Okay. He watched me for a couple years until I told my mom, and I'm sweating, and she said to tell it to leave. I still see him sometimes. You need to go. You need to talk to someone. Oh, and I saw a woman figure in my yard and told her to leave, and she walked towards me. Subsequently shit myself, but that's okay. I am never being your friend. Thank you so much for sending me this message. I'm never being your friend. Don't come near me. Don't talk to me. That is so scary. Okay. This is from TJ5. They say, my sister and I basically had the same nightmare one night, which is like, no. She had a night of sleep paralysis caught between sleeping and awake, and she remembered seeing a dead girl with long dark hair and a white dress and bright blue eyes. No. Sitting at the end of her bed just staring at her. I would fully die. Eventually she fully woke up, and it was kept awake, forced to stare into the eyes of this girl. I would literally throw up. That same night, I had a dream that I walked past my sister's bedroom. Our rooms were beside each other, except that her room was completely empty. All I saw was a girl with long black hair and a white dress hanging from the ceiling. As her body turned, I am so freaked out right now, and it's like daylight. As her body turned, I saw a face with bright blue eyes staring right at me while her body swayed. And no, we didn't watch The Ring before bed. That's terrifying, and I hate it. Okay, I am gonna freak myself out, so I have to stop. Stop right now, but I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave any of your paranormal stories in the comments below. I will not read them during nighttime, but please leave them below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be doing a lot of Thanksgiving, fall, Christmas content towards the end of the year. That'll be fun. Remember to follow me on my social media, which is on the screen and in the description box below, and have a super wonderful, happy, fun, safe, spooky Halloween. Can't wait till next year. Have a wonderful night. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. When you're watching it, it will be past, but with the rest of that footage, it's the future. Mama, what are you doing? I finished filming this video yesterday, and then you all sent me some really great stories that I just feel like I have to share because they're too creepy and too good not to. So I have 2 more stories, little bonus stories if you will, that are so freaky, paranormal, Mama, stop! She's so ornery. I just had to share them. So this one is anonymous, and you will understand why once I tell you. So this person says, I've always been fascinated with anything paranormal, and once I was able to drive my friends and I would always go out in the middle of nowhere to haunted places. I grew up in Kentucky, and if you've ever seen any paranormal show, you know there's a few really haunted places there. I've been to both locations a few times at least, and I had previously gone to Bobby Mackey's and had some eerie feelings when I was there, just being watched and felt kind of off myself. At the time, I was in a long-distance relationship, and I was messaging my boyfriend back and forth. It was late at night, and we were sexting to keep it blunt. All good, no judgment. Sexed away. I sent him a voice message of me being naughty, and then I sent the message to him. He responds back to me right away. He asks me if anyone else is in the room, or if a TV is on. I told him no. That's just me. He tells me to play back the message I sent him. I do, and in the middle of me moaning, It's hilarious. At the middle of me moaning, you hear something say, "Oh yeah, that's it right there." I was completely terrified and couldn't explain whose voice that was. I felt violated and nauseous. I quickly got dressed and turned the lights on. I replayed that message over and over again. My boyfriend couldn't fathom what he heard. It sounded sadistic, and I just to this day can't believe what I had captured, but worse, that what was said was directed to me being intimate with my boyfriend. For weeks after, I was scared to sleep. I was scared to shower or be in my house alone. I always felt like something was watching over me. I really do feel like I brought something back to our home. I now no longer live there. My family has told me that things tend to move around or there's a weird feeling in the home. So fair warning, if you go looking for something, you might end up bringing something back with you that you never imagined. So, case in point, why I will never go to a haunted asylum with you. I will never go to a haunted house with you. I will never go to any abandoned place with you. So do not ask me. And this is why. That is so freaking scary. Vlogging, I don't get too scared, but like sometimes I do get scared that I'm gonna like capture like a voice or something. It does, like, I'm like conscious of that, but yeah, this is freaking scary as crap. I hate it so much. Okay, this is the other story. They're both really long, but you know, this is bonus, so enjoy. Okay, so this is from @WildWitchWoman. So my ex used to live in Brooklyn. We were at long distance and I was going for a visit, and he warned me ahead of time that he thought his room was haunted. I asked him to explain, and he said he both felt / seen an entity in one of the corners. Multiple times when he was half awake, half asleep, he would feel it move over to him. He explained that one time it was right up against his bed, so he turned to face the wall, thinking it was just a dream / hoping it would go away. Instead, it pressed down on his head like a large hand pressing him into the pillow. Super spooky. Yeah, you're damn right, super spooky. He mentioned it to past roommates that used to sleep in that room, and they all had similar experiences. One even responded, "Oh, you mean the thing with the top hat?" My ex had never mentioned it and had been, my ex had, my ex had never mentioned it had been wearing a top hat, but it had been. This confirmed they all saw / felt the same thing. When he mentioned this to me, it made me think of Dr. Facilier. I'm guessing that's how you say that, from Princess and the Frog. That's French. They're in New Orleans, which is like, there's French stuff there, right? Dr. Facilier, I'm guessing. As it turns out, he is based on a real voodoo / voodoo spirit, Baron Samedi. I'm sure I butchered that. I'm so sorry. He is a Gidi, again, so sorry, spirit that takes care of graveyards and the dead and walks between both worlds. I looked up common offerings to this spirit and let my ex know. He put out candles, a cigar, and a shot of whiskey in the corner, and it seemed to come from. The whole time I was visiting, I never experienced anything and never felt / saw him. My ex continued to keep the shot glass full, refilling it as the alcohol evaporated, and never had another experience with him again. Ever since I've been fascinated with voodoo and voodoo. They're different spellings, but I think they're pronounced the same way, particularly with Baron Samedi. While I've never had another interaction with him to date, I keep a top hat on my altar and a Vive to him in my home. Thank you for letting me share my story, and happy Halloween. Well, happy Halloween to you too, Wild Witch Woman. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I gotta go because I need to finish editing this video, but I do hope you like this video, and I do hope that you share it with your friends if you enjoyed it. Because these are creepy stories from real people, and I am just very happy that none of them are from me. Happy Halloween.